right, what is up, everybody? Welcome into today's edition. Ooh. All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome into today's edition of In the Game. I am your host, Hustle, and as always, we're going to be diving into the crypto gaming landscape today, as we do have quite a bit of bullish momentum, in my opinion, in the markets. And I'm going to go over the exact altcoins that I am looking at to really take advantage of this next pump. I truly think that Bitcoin 31,000 is loading, and I think that's the next move up. I think it could happen sooner than later even. So I'm going to go over in this video 10 altcoins that I think are really primed for this next leg up. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. Like the video if you enjoy the content here on Crypto Banter and on In the Game. And if you're bullish on the crypto gaming markets, just like I am, drop a subscription down below for shows here every single day on Banter. Shout out to our sponsors here on In the Game as well. Bybit, one of the leading exchanges across all of crypto for all of your trading needs. NordVPN, always use a VPN when you navigate crypto. Never disclose your location, never disclose your IP address. Use NordVPN down below. Vulcan Forge, one of the leading studios across the entire blockchain, distributing 10 plus games of their own, also with their Metaverse as a service platform and the upcoming Elysium blockchain. SIDUS HEROES, one of the leading AAA intergalactic experiences in all of Web3 gaming. And last but not least, check out Sniper School down below. Absolutely free trading course. You can check that out in the description down below for all of our top tier sponsors here on In the Game. And let's take a look at the markets. So we're kind of hanging around this area of 28.3, and overnight, I was getting notifications of little bit, probably yesterday, I was getting notifications that we touched over 29,000, and now we're at 28.3. Bitcoin over the last 7 days is up 2%, but it's up 1.6% over the last 24 hours. I think this next push up is where altcoins actually make their moves. If we're looking at the market right now, altcoins really haven't been in the limelight, right? I mean, XRP is absolutely crushing it right now. But aside from like XRP, Wilder World, we have high conviction on Wilder World. It's up 18% this week, but money hasn't really hit those top altcoins yet. So let's go into the altcoins that I think have really good potential on this leg up. We're going to talk about the blue chips. We're going to talk about the mid caps, and we're going to talk about a couple of low caps as well that I think have a lot of potential in this next leg up. And I agree with what Becker's saying. Alts look terribly bullish, but they always do right before they pound your bum for being a wanker. So typical Becker with his humor here. And I agree with him. I think that alts are looking to make a next leg up here. And when Bitcoin does springboard to that next level, I think that alts are going to be the prime opportunity to be able to capitalize on that move. And one of the top altcoins right now that I'm looking at that I think is going to really make a move up again, if we have that bullish momentum above 30,000, is Immutable X with their partnership with Polygon. If you look at the buy the rumor, sell the news that played out above $1.50, and now it's hanging around $1, I truly think this is going to be preparing for that next leg up if Bitcoin does cross that $30,000 threshold, which I truly do think it's going to do. I think we're going to see over 30,000 Bitcoin here in the very near future. And I think that IMX is going to really take advantage of that. And why is that? Their recent collaboration with Polygon is bringing the zkEVM technology to Immutable's platform. So when you combine Immutable and you combine the best gaming platform, and then you combine Polygon, the best scaling infrastructure, you get Immutable zkEVM, the default home for Web3 gaming. And you can kind of just take a look at all of the benefits that projects will get building on the Immutable zkEVM. And now they don't have to choose. As Robbie said the other day, no more Polygon or Immutable. You can build basically on both. So this is going to be absolutely massive for Immutable. And if you take a look, there are already 3 games gearing up to launch on the zkEVM, the Polygon and Immutable collaborated zkEVM. We have Shardbound, we have Infinite Victory, and we have Metalcore, which looks absolutely fantastic. Initially, Metalcore was building on Polygon. Now we're seeing it on zkEVM, Immutable. They're going to be taking advantage of both of those chains. I think that is very bullish. I'm also very bullish on Polygon, but the momentum that Polygon had with that business development run at the beginning of the rally and the beginning of the bear market, I think it's going to be a slower burn. I think it's going to be a slower burn upwards for Polygon at this point. Not as explosive, but I think long-term, Immutable X and Polygon are going to be massive winners in this market. No doubt about it, especially with their collaboration. Let's talk about it. Avalanche. I think Avalanche under $18 is a lot of value. We said it on the last show, and I think that Avalanche is gearing up for that next leg with stuff coming to the platform like Amazon, like TSM, like Loco Legends, like Hyperplay, I believe that's what it was called, the STK. And then we have another massive 10-cent announcement. And now we're seeing Spotify building their loyalty programs on Avalanche. And when you see what they're doing, they already have a case study for the Avalanche loyalty program, RMS Fabrications. I like that price. I think under $18 at this moment in time with this market cap is a fantastic entry point. When Topicals wanted to accelerate brand growth with a community engagement initiative, they needed two things: to keep influencers and content organized and easily reward them for their hard work. And look how clean this program looks. You get, 15% off your purchase, ready to unlock perks. This is the power of Web3 loyalty. And what more can you prove than what's on the blockchain, right? Your activity on the blockchain is permanent. And that's the best way to show loyalty, in my opinion. So this is amazing to see this already being integrated and already being tested out. Topicals have used the platform to foster their community that is 8 times more active than on their other channels. And this is using this platform from Avalanche. So I really think that Avalanche is loading. And honestly, with the business development over the last quarter, I would say Avalanche has done a lot to kind of close that gap with some other platforms. And with the subnets, they're really empowering games and businesses to build on their platform. Let's talk about one that could really have some explosive potential if the market gets bullish and if we carry up above 30,000. And that's on Arbitrum. Arbitrum obviously had a ton of sell pressure from the airdrop, but now that sell pressure is kind of settling down. And I truly think, and like Rand said on his show yesterday, Arbitrum could be that next Optimism, that next Aptos type of play where the money is really going to trickle in here. And I see this actually playing out. I see Arbitrum getting a ton of liquidity here very soon, especially once that sell pressure is done with. If that volume maintains, I could see Arbitrum really taking the next leg up. And I think that, if you're looking for a real explosive play, everyone has seen the L1s, the L2s, the blockchain solutions that come out during these time periods. After that initial dip, that next leg up when the Asian markets were pumping stuff like Optimism and Aptos, for example, I do think Arbitrum's going to get that same exact pump. It's just a matter of time. So I think Arbitrum definitely has a lot of potential. And let's talk about Magic, just my 2 Satoshis. What about Magic? Magic's taken a beating with the Arbitrum airdrop. But if you take a look at where it's been this year, over above $2. And then we kind of went down to $1 here. Now we pumped back up above $2 leading up to the airdrop. Now we're back to $1.37. I think anything under $1.50 is really good long-term accumulation ranges for Magic. And I think Magic is due for a rebound. They just announced a huge gaming tournament with AI Arena and Arbitrum in collaboration. I truly think that the worst of it has already played out. Like this percentage drop here from Magic has already played out from $2 to $1.40. And I honestly see good upside potential from here if you were to be nibbling at some DCAs on Magic in this range. And then when you look, the unique wallets using the platform, the numbers don't lie. Total unique wallets using Magic Treasure DAO has grown 3,200% since January 22. The sentiment here is absolutely growing. And if you just look at the on-chain metrics, that's proven here. They're by far the #1 gaming protocol on Arbitrum, and I think it's definitely gearing up for a next leg up. And then another protocol on Arbitrum I think you should have your eye on. We've been hinting at this alpha for a while. The upcoming 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏's first NFT mint was just announced today, and that's on April 5th. This is going to give you access into their ecosystem, and there's going to be some really, really juicy perks for those holders of that first NFT. So I'm definitely looking out for this because this is like a gamified, decentralized exchange on Arbitrum. Think of it as like DeFi Kingdoms on Arbitrum, and DeFi Kingdoms had a massive run at its peak. So I think that 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 could be gearing up as a play like that just under Arbitrum. And I'm really looking ahead to that 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 launch. We've been teasing that alpha, and they finally presented it on their page. So look out for that on April 5th. Another one I'm looking at is Vulcan Forge. Vulcan Forge has had really good performance from its lows. If we go to the 7 days, it got, below 330. I had been preaching 330. I said 330 was the level, and we get to 328, and it starts kind of rallying back up. We're at 360 today. We're still under $100 million market cap. And the fully diluted is under 200 million. We know the all-time highs of Vulcan Forge were over 10x from now. But I think even in this market with everything that they're building, I think there is another leg up here for Vulcan Forge whenever we do eclipse that $30,000 Bitcoin. And I say when. I'm genuinely bullish. We've been on point with the market here for the last couple of months, calling the 25 to 27. We hit those ranges. We've kind of been in the middle of the 28, 25 range for quite a bit. I just think we're loading up for that next move, and that liquidity is coming into crypto with all the banking crisis. Nobody can trust the banks, and I think that that's only going to empower the Web3 and cryptocurrency industry. When you look at Vulcan Forge with Elysium, their blockchain, layer one technology with big businesses like Hustleverse and big companies building on Elysium. You have Vulcan Studios, which distributes all 10 games underneath their own umbrella. And then when you look at Metascapes, I think it's an absolute no-brainer, especially for the long term. Yeah. Native American says that ship has sailed, talking about Casper. Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely rallied. That'd be like buying in, that would be like buying into XRP at this moment in time, to be honest. It's pumped too much, and I think that you can't really be chasing those types of candles. Let's go over the last couple of altcoins that I'm looking at in this market, and these are going to be smaller caps other than this next one. So this is going to be where the really explosive gains could be, but also much higher risk given the volatility of low cap altcoins. So keep that in mind always. And then we'll take chat questions on you guys' favorite altcoins as well. Ultra has really been trending upwards. If we take a look at the 7 days around that, I've said all along that 20 cents was a really good accumulation range for Ultra. We're up at about 24% or 24 cents now. And I think that this is really gearing up towards Ultra Games launch, and the quality of games coming to the platform are very impressive. They have over 150 plus publishers coming to Ultra. So no brainer for the long term, in my opinion. This is the Steam of crypto gaming in its truest form. And then they also have an NFT marketplace, and they also have their esports platform, the Ultra Arena. So I'm really looking at Ultra to, make a next leg up here if the market continues, because it's already getting that liquidity. It's already getting that attention. And I could totally see Ultra continuing its momentum. Now let's get into the low caps. Altura at an $18 million market cap and $25 million fully diluted. This has legit 5 to 10x potential come the next bull run. But even in this run, I think 3 cents is in the cards. That's a 20% gain here in the least. And at this market cap, it could be much, much more if Bitcoin does see that explosive jump up above 30,000. That's when I see altcoins really getting bullish. And that's where I see quality projects like Altura getting their momentum. In my opinion, it's one of the most utility-proof projects that's under a $30 million market cap in all of crypto. Definitely my favorite, I would say, low cap altcoin in the entire market. And there's some rumblings that there's some big stuff coming around the corner, some potential major collaborations. So I would definitely keep your eye on Altura here in the next couple of weeks. Senate, ironically, one of our sponsors here on the show, SIDUS Heroes. But, looking at this, Senate is the governance token over the whole ecosystem. We had Dan on last week, and he talked about how this is going to factor into the ecosystem, how you can actually get genuine ownership and actually yield from, your conviction, putting up Senate tokens, putting up SIDUS tokens, and getting shares from the marketplace. I really love the utility behind Senate. And at a 3 million market cap, $16 million fully diluted, at a crypto gaming project that's doing a lot, right? SIDUS is building a lot under their umbrella. I'm really looking at Senate to potentially catch some momentum here during this market. NFT Champions, mentioned it last time, one of my favorite projects from the original crypto gaming bull run. They just got listed on Epic Game Store. That is a big deal for me. That Epic Game Store could carry this Pokemon style game to tons of users. So I'm looking at NFT Champions, very low cap, $4 million market cap, $29 million fully diluted. WAGMI Games at a $13 million fully diluted. They're launched on the GameStop NFT Marketplace, Apple App Store, Android. I mean, they are going on every single platform. Ian and Scott and the team over there are pushing relentlessly to make this one of the best games in mobile on all of Web3 and all of crypto. So I'm looking at WAGMI Games for sure to make another leg up here if the market does continue this momentum. And that's going to wrap it up for the altcoins that I'm looking at. So to just recap, we have the blue chips, we got Immutable, we got Polygon, we got Avalanche, and Arbitrum. And then those mid caps, we got Magic, Vulcan Forge, and Ultra. And then the small caps I'm really eyeing up at this moment in time are Altura, Senate, NFT Champions, WAGMI Games. And I would also say that I am looking closely at WOZR, the social gaming platform of Web3. Absolutely love what they're building. Now let's get to the chat box. I know recently you guys have loved whenever I come in and answer you guys' questions on the altcoins that y'all are looking at. So throw some altcoins in the chat and let's go ahead and take a look at them. GRT, Fetch, and Ocean. I think the AI narrative is heating back up at this moment in time. Randomly, they're kind of catching a lot of liquidity. I would look at Covalent and Fetch potentially. Those would be the two I would look at. Don't talk about Hex. Hex is in its own niche. I'm the crypto gaming, NFT gaming side of things. So Hex is not really in my scope of things. UFO gaming is like the meme coin of crypto gaming, and that's a good thing. I think it's going to catch a really, really good momentum when the bull run comes around. UFO gaming does have a lot of potential. Compete looks like one of the best actual games in all of Web3, legitimately. Looks like PUBG, in my opinion. HBAR, good project, not my, not my niche though. Gala, bullish. Naka, good project. Gala's doing so much. Gala's one of the best projects in all of this space. Scared of Hex? No, I'm not scared of Hex. I don't cover Hex on the show. My niche is completely different. QNT, long-term bullish. Sol, they're building under the scenes. Phantasma, just because the token's not moving and there's not an update every single day. I know the team is still building over there. I was with them at GDC last year, not this year, but last year. And their team is a bunch of really genuine guys, and they are definitely building. They had a compromise at one point. They've rebuilt the platform. They are still building, and it is a low cap that I'm still actively looking at. RPG, I'm going to have to look at that. I can't say I know off the top of my head what RPG is. Sol, long-term, it'll probably recover. Right now, the sentiment from gaming developers isn't the best, but that could turn around very quickly. Vera, super bullish long-term with their ad stack technology, as well as the esports streaming and the esports tournaments. Very, very bullish on Veracity. Wilder World looks like the best metaverse project in the entire space. If I was betting on one metaverse, it's Wilder World, without a doubt. Seed, if you're talking about S Fund, 𝗙𝗃, 𝗙𝗃 is going to go crazy when the bull run starts and the tokens start launching, because people want those seed level investments, like VC style investments, those pre-sales. So if you're talking about 𝗙𝗃, I think that it's very bullish, but their token is S Fund. Nifty League, good product. Blocktopia doesn't really scratch the surface for me. Did really well in its initial launch, but Blocktopia is not on my radar at this moment in time. 𝗪𝗍𝗔, good project. Esports is a undercapitalized niche in Web3, and I think 𝗪𝗍𝗔 does have a lot of potential there. Sand, too big for my liking as far as metaverse, and I honestly just don't like the product that much. It's just Minecraft reiterated on the blockchain. XRP, pump too much for my liking. I mean, if you're chasing that green candle, good luck, but I wouldn't be. AGX, especially long-term bullish. It's kind of had a lot of momentum recently with the AI narrative, but I would say AGX has got a lot of momentum as well. ADA, don't mention ADA in these comment sections, because what does ADA do? Who builds on Cardano? Nobody. GGG, I just don't see a lot from Good Games Guild, and to be honest, I haven't seen a lot of investment potential in guilds in a long time. I think the guild model is kind of broken. The extractionary methods that guilds were using to get profits from games and utilize players to their own advantage. Not really bullish on guilds at the moment in time. ILV, long term should be a winner. I'm not looking to accumulate at this moment in time, however. Magic, we talked about it about the 11-minute mark, something like that. You can go back and check out Magic. Outer Ring MMO, it looks pretty good. I'm not actively looking to accumulate once again, though. 𝗁𝗃𝗋𝗄𝗋𝗄𝗋. Yeah, but 𝗁𝗃𝗄𝗋𝗋 is going multi-chain. Phantom, I said this last show, but I need to see more than just DeFi on Phantom. I want to see actual gaming products building on Phantom, and that just hasn't happened at this point. Mobland, I'm still bullish long-term on Mobland. The team is building some really cool things under the table, and once that comes to the light, I think people are going to be really satisfied with what they're building. All right, guys, we're about 20 minutes in. I just answered about 10 to 12 altcoins. So let's go ahead and wrap up. Why not XRP? It's already pumped quite a bit. I'm not saying XRP is not going to be a winner, guys, but if you're looking at the momentum, and this is just with any token, I wouldn't be telling you to buy anything that's pumped this much. And let's just go to the monthly chart. You know, from 36 cents up to 54 cents. It's a 50% pump over the last month. To be honest, I don't like chasing that type of a pump. And it's got too much momentum. It's up 25% this week. So to be honest, I'm not looking at XRP right now. But long term, it's going to do fantastic, of course. But yeah, no, I wouldn't be chasing those types of pumps, guys. That's not how you win in these markets. You have to win in these markets by having conviction while things are going sideways or going down, and playing it right as far as your DCA strategy and having a plan. We're always going to bring you our plan here on In the Game every single show. So drop down, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel for more In the Game here every single weekend on Crypto Banter. I'll be back on Monday as always. Play well, my friends.